Coming up on BCN today, a house fire in Nobleford tragically claims the life of a 27-year-old man. Plus, the federal court opens a 2-day hearing this morning to hear arguments for a Canadian Human Rights Tribunal ruling. And after a 29-year drought, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers take home the Grey Cup.
Your Canada. Your Southern Alberta. Your stories. From our studios in the heart of Lethbridge, it's BCN Today with Jeanette Roche.
Hello, and thanks for joining us on this Monday. A 27-year-old Nobleford man has died in a house fire. The Nobleford and Barons Fire Departments responded to the home on Milnes Street just after 10 a.m. on Saturday. A passerby had noticed smoke coming from the house, and firefighters found the man's body inside. There were no other people in the house at the time. Officials say damage to the home is primarily located at the back of the structure. The Calgary Medical Examiner's Office will determine the cause of death. Meanwhile, RCMP and Oyen, Alberta are searching for thieves who used a truck to smash through the entrance of a convenience store and then stole the ATM early Saturday morning. The theft was captured on security video and caused structural damage to the Deb Mart Cafe and convenience store. After the suspects took the cash machine, they returned and grabbed cigarettes and lottery tickets. The truck was found later in a rural area, burned. But witnesses say that they left the area driving a dark-colored Dodge Ram truck that was pulling a white enclosed trailer. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers. Police need the public's assistance in locating this man. His name is Agut Attack Agut. It stems from a robbery police investigated that occurred in the early morning hours of September 20th near Studio 54. At approximately 1:45 in the morning, an altercation occurred between two groups of men, which resulted in one person sustaining a large laceration and personal property taken from him. Police say Agut is responsible and provided a false name, resulting in arrest warrants for robbery, obstructing a peace officer, and identity theft. Agut may be in the Calgary area. Please advise police if his whereabouts are known. Tabor Emergency Services were called out to an area just east of the city early Friday morning. A 4-vehicle collision took place along Highway 3 and Range Road 153 just before 7 a.m. Emergency crews had to extricate one person from their vehicle using the jaws of life. The individual was taken to the hospital in Calgary by a Stars Air ambulance. RCMP continued to investigate the cause of the accident. Tabor Warner Cardston MLA Grant Hunter, the Associate Minister of Red Tape Reduction, spoke to business leaders in Lethbridge. He admitted that his department has been overwhelmed with thousands of requests and is not moving as smoothly and as efficiently as he had first hoped. Hunter explained that the majority of complaints fall into one of 4 categories: Alberta Environment, the Energy Regulator, the Utilities Commission, and Labor. It will take time to sort out, but he's determined to reduce regulatory burdens.
This government is completely focused on making sure that we reduce regulatory burden. We're going to reduce regulatory burden by at least 1/3 over the next 4 years. We're going to make sure that Alberta is the freest and fastest growing economy in North America. This is where we're going to get to, and this is going to help Albertans get back to work, and that's really why we're doing this. Bring that foreign investment and free up our investors here in Alberta so that we can have lots of job opportunities for everyday Albertans.
We want to make sure that we're doing things in our city that encourage investment and reduce red tape and create jobs.
Lethbridge's own Tevi Ligi has been named the Women's Executive Network's 2019 Canada's Most Powerful Women's list, which included her in the Mercedes-Benz Emerging Leaders category for women between the ages of 30 and 40. Ligi, who serves as Vice President of Strategy and Activation for Everyday Financial Services at ATB, was recognized for her efforts to advance the role of women in the business world and for her work to help foster diversity in the workplace.
Winning the Top 100 Most Powerful Women in Canada award to me really means that we're continuing to focus on the advancement of women in the workplace and the importance of that, and the importance of having diverse perspectives around every table at every level. And I think that's really important in not only for our society, but also for advancing our organizations into the future. Lethbridge has this incredible community of women that really empower each other. And to me, being powerful is about empowering other people. And I think Lethbridge is really great at that. We have a community of women that are doing incredible things, and I just feel fortunate to be amongst those incredible humans.
Legis says she's grateful the support she has received from the Lethbridge community. Alberta Health Services is hoping their thought-provoking Opioids Don't Discriminate exhibit will bring some understanding as to how the opioid crisis impacts many people from different backgrounds.
I think with everything going on in Lethbridge right now, this exhibit is incredibly timely in that it's not just about educating about what opioids are. We have a lot of that information. It has that in there, but it also tells some stories and makes it very personal and gives people the tools they need if they're trying to ask for help or if they're wanting to give help to people. You can walk through Max, David, and Natasha's footsteps, see what happened to them, and learn through their experiences. So it's a very interactive exhibit. So what you do is, as you go into the room, you will see signs that say, you are David, you are Max, you are Natasha. You choose one of those, and you actually have a little stone that you put in your shoe. And as you have that stone in your shoe, you'll be told to do different things with it throughout the exhibit. Ways to relieve that pain, ways to ignore that pain, or what you're supposed to do to really get you into the mindset of what's going on with these characters.
Nearly a quarter of Albertans have rolled up their sleeves to receive the influenza vaccine this season. New numbers released Thursday from Alberta Health Services support over 1 million doses of the vaccine have been administered.
'Tis the season of joy and germs. We have a number of different viruses and bacteria circulating, actually not atypical for this time of year. So we are heading well into our influenza season. We've seen an increased incidence rate of new confirmed influenza cases, and that is all the way from, it sort of started Calgary, Brooks, and also now in our area here in Lethbridge. There are a number of different strains of influenza also that are circulating. So if you're immunized to one strain, you may get it again with another strain.
Influenza and immunization is currently available free of charge to all Albertans age 6 months and older. Need some help with gift wrapping this holiday season? If you're shopping at Park Place Mall, Volunteer Lethbridge is offering that convenience daily until December 24th. Executive Director Diane Sim says they can use some more volunteers though.
Yeah, we've been an organization that's been around for a long time, and so we really focus on connecting volunteers to opportunity. I think volunteering really is an investment. It's an investment in your community, and it's an investment in yourself. This also is one way to help eliminate some of the stress that you have at this extra time of year with volunteers who would love to wrap, giving them an opportunity, but also helping you out.
Wrapping prices begin at $3 depending on the size of the gift. The Rehoboth Ministries annual breakfast and Christmas craft and poinsettia sale took place over the weekend at their Coaldale facilities. The beautiful flowers and crafts raise funds to help expand the services provided for adults living with disabilities.
So today we have our big pancake breakfast, Christmas craft sale, poinsettia sale, children's craft fundraiser. The fundraising, the pancake breakfast is put on by our auxiliary, and it's a wonderful group of people that get together and serve delicious pancakes, and the monies that is generated through the pancake breakfast goes into the Coaldale program and the Lethbridge program. Right now we're focused on putting together or building a sensory park. So all the crafts that you see in the storefront, we have the individuals that we're serving, they volunteer their time to create these beautiful, beautiful crafts.
Justice Department lawyers will be in federal court this morning asking for a stay of a Canadian Human Rights Tribunal ruling. In September, the federal government was ordered to pay billions of dollars in compensation to First Nations children taken from their parents after 2006. The ruling came shortly before the start of the federal election campaign, and Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says more time is needed for consultation than the tribunal's deadline of December 10th allows. Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe says Ottawa must do more to help end the CN rail strike. He says the dispute is affecting the mining industry, the energy sector, and agriculture. Quebec's premier says the province is now rationing propane, and as of Friday, they only had a few days of supply remaining. About 3,200 members of the Teamsters Canada Rail Conference have been off the job since last Tuesday after the union and CN Rail failed to reach a contract. Transport Minister Marc Garneau says federal mediators are at work and that it's the best way to resolve the dispute.
We are, as I say, focused on trying to get the two sides to resolve their issues through collective bargaining. We are there to help with mediation, and we are confident that that is the best way to find the solution so that we can get the CN back to work and all those trains operating and all those products being delivered.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is reaffirming his government's commitment to end gender-based violence in a statement marking the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women. Trudeau says far too many women, girls, and people of diverse gender identities and gender expressions face violence. The government is launching 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, and Trudeau is inviting all Canadians to reflect on what they can do to end it. Here's the latest on what's happening south of the border and around the world today. The U.S. Navy Secretary has been fired. Mike Bloomberg is running for president, and pro-democracy parties win big in Hong Kong. Here's your Associated Press Minute.
This is AP News Minute. Defense Secretary Mark Esper has fired the Secretary of the Navy, Richard Spencer. This follows a conflict involving President Trump and top military leaders over the fate of a Navy SEAL accused of war crimes in Iraq. Billionaire Michael Bloomberg has officially joined the Democratic race for president. The former New York City mayor describes himself as uniquely positioned to defeat President